Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, August 21st, and we are looking at the last 8 days of the SPY ETS market profile here on Window Trader. And I did that for a reason. We are very healthy, monthly, weekly, one-time framing up 4 months and 7 weeks respectively. We are in a 8-day balance in the daily. As once again, we stretched the balance, which was the all-time high, by 11 cents. Closed at the top of it, but all we did was stretch it, so we're still in balance. So we stretched the balance low yesterday. We stretched the balance high today. Now, let's make this a lot bigger. Very interesting day today, as we had a perfect POC 9 for 9 wide, only to see us go trend in the last 2 hours of the day, have 2 sets of single prints, neither one of them large at all. L and M had probably their smallest ranges than I could think of in a long while. And you can tell the way these algos play their games, they played it in everything today. They played it in apples. They almost got to 500, but nobody wanted to pay it. We just missed 4,000 on 3,400 on the SPX. Missed it by 4 cents. Thought we would have a shot to get SPY up to 340. We got up to 339.72. So again, the game that's been played for the last 8 days was played again today. It made for very nice trading in the first 9 time frames. And guess what? I didn't do anything after that. I was looking to see if we were going to really pop, if Apple did get to 500, get some like real quick pop to 340 and back off to take a put play. But never happened, so I didn't do anything after J period. Now, once again, M period. And at some point, all of you who watch these videos are going to realize how important M period is going forward after the day it happens. We opened today towards the end of it. Now, before I get to that, we were looking this morning, possibly all the way down towards the low of the day, and then they ripped this thing up right before the market opened. We didn't even get the afternoon pullback low from yesterday. That's still intact, which is amazing. It looked like we were going to open below it. We opened at the bottom of M's range, went back and forth through it a couple of times, and actually I took shorts against it because the tempo again was absolutely horrible. So I took a short twice with the 340 puts. I traded today's expiration. Actually, I did the first one was a 339 put. The second one was a 340 put. Both in A period, both worked out nice with the ebb and flow of the market. Then in B period, I did the opposite. As we took out A, now I didn't get long up here because we've had a history of nobody wants to take out the day's high. Nobody wants to push, but when it pulled back, twice I bought 338 calls and twice rode them back up. So those were 2 nice trades. Then in C period, we made the high, one time framing up, took out yesterday's high, didn't think they wanted to run and get the all-time high yet, so I bought a 340 put, faded that for another trade. I went back and forth actually. Then I went to a long in D. D period came down, did not think, obviously it's too early for an afternoon pullback. Took a call play, 337 call, that worked out. And then my last 2 trades were, I was looking for an afternoon pullback. F period, obviously it wasn't F. E went down. They tested the opening twice. Those would have been decent trades, but I actually got picky. I was waiting to see if E or F took out the day's low first to come back in. Never happened. And then H, I was looking for the pullback. Again, it wasn't far enough away from POC at the time for me, so I didn't take it. It never came back down, so I didn't get that. I did take a short in I period, 340 put, faded the high that worked, and the same in J. And then once the market started getting frisky late in J, stayed away from it, and it did its thing with the single prints. So it was a good day. It was a good week. It was wash, rinse, repeat. What worked before, traders will do its work till it doesn't work anymore. And for the most part, you were getting long, flushing out, getting short, too short, taking them back up, and then L&M did their own thing basically every day, as you can see. So it was a good week. I still think the volume, again, only 47 million below average. We're going to have this volume for the next 3 weeks, right? You have 2 more weeks. You have the week after Labor Day, which is generally slow also. So the Monday after Labor Day, I would expect the market to start picking up. Doesn't mean we can't have some good volatility. We are in an 8-day balance. It's curious to see if we're going to finally be able to break above. Instead of just stretching it, do we break above, maybe with a weekly gap and don't look back? Or do we fail up here and test the bottom of the balance and get a nice flush? It all remains to be seen. But there still could be trades to be made. I had a good day today, had a good week. And again, the volume wasn't anything special, or the ranges. So, all right, destinations for Monday, 339.72. Only one to the upside, the all-time high. For the downside, we had 2 sets of single prints, both of them small. 339.11 gets filled at 07. Then 339.04 get filled at 338.96. Then our 9 wide at 338.64. 9 for 9 wide before they blew away that. That's rare you get 9 for 9 wide and then go trend, but it does happen. Afternoon pullback low, H, 338.33. Today's low of 337.55. Afternoon pullback low, 337.13. And then a new real important number. Yesterday's low of 335.22. That is now our weekly low. That's now the thing that buyers want to protect to keep the one-time framing up. One-time framing up 7 weeks. It's a long time. Now let's go to the charts. Okay, so the monthly. We have 6 days to go in the trading month. One-time framing up for 4 months. Again, stretching the top, though, of a 7-month balance. 339.08 is February's high. So by the end of the 31st, you'd like to close above it to break out of the 7-month balance. Yes, we are one-time framing up, but we really are in balance for those 2 huge down months from February and March. But still doing a great job. Weekly, same thing. Not only are we one-time framing up 7 weeks, we're getting nice distance, right? These didn't have as much distance. Then we got a gap 3 weeks ago. Distance, pretty healthy. Is it going to get stretched out at some point? Well, here's how I look at it, just like in the monthly. If you get some other time frame in here, and not just these short-term algos and day traders, and get above February's all-time high with some good acceleration in volume, then maybe you can get some more distance away on the weekly and the monthly. But at some point, and you've heard me say this time and time again, if you don't get that next time frame in, they're going to get tired, they're going to trade sideways, and then hopefully they get renewed and some fresh blood in there, or eventually they will roll over. And the daily, same thing. I mean, I'm calling it an 8-day balance, but basically you can call it a 2-day balance because the high of the balance is today, the all-time high, and the low of the balance is yesterday. So whatever you want to call it, 8 days, 2 days, it's balance. So the question is, do we come out of it Monday to the upside and get distance away from here? Or do we get sucked back to the bottom of it and see what happens there and then maybe finally come out? Remember, yesterday's low is now a weekly low, so it's not going to be as hard, right? 335.22. So we'll see. If we take out last week's low, then all you are is firmly back in balance again. Okay, now let's look at the other two real quick. First, let's go to the triple Q. So the triple Qs had an outside day up yesterday, and they took full advantage of it today as they went up to 282.34, an all-time high. So the monthly up, weekly coming out of a 2-week balance up, right? Bull, balance, bull, back to bull. And the daily balance, back to bull. Relentless. Again, I am looking for a trade in there, but it's not going to happen until we get confirmation. And the other one, real quick, the Russell finished on a real crappy note this week. Monthly still one-time framing up, so that's healthy. Weekly, though, is now in balance, and if they don't get back into last week's range, you're going to start trading down to the 147 level. Same on the daily. We basically came out of balance to the downside. One time framing down. So right now my next target is to see if this gap holds at 150.93. I hope you had a great day trading. Enjoy the weekend. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Over 150 strong. Awesome room. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.